Jason, I got a question for you, man. You've been doing infinite banking for a while now. So looking back at your path with infinite banking, what are some of the things that you've liked with infinite banking, and then some of the things that you haven't liked with infinite banking?
Yeah. First off, the ability to so I did two policies when we first got started. One of them was the use of a PDA. I had a large chunk of savings and other investments that I was able to roll together, put it into the PDA that paid off one policy, and then I took another policy based on my budget, where I pay so much a month, and then that covers the policy. And I was I was number one thing I liked is I was preparing myself for it takes a lot of time to get it up and running. But I found that as I was able to max out the PUAs, the paid up additions, it wasn't very long before I'm like, oh, there's $1,000 there, or there's 2,000, there's 5,000, there's 10,000, and I'm able to take that out and completely eliminate credit and consumer debt, and then I'm able to take a chunk out and go buy my wife a vehicle when she needed it, and just continuing that to pay back to myself, to not rob from my own store, but continue to pay back to myself, and so that was one of the things I like is as I do that, and as I had the flow of money going, it just seems to pick up speed, if it were. And then not only in my personal budget, where I'm not paying the interest out to the big banks and stuff, but paying them back to my own bank, my own family bank, it seems to pick up speed and help out. But one on the negative side, one thing I really don't care for is that the whole idea of a mech line.
Yeah,
My
get it.
my thing is, like, if I've got the money, I've already paid taxes on this money.
Yeah.
uh Let me loose, man. Let me do what I want to do with it. Let me put whatever I can into it, and let's take this thing as far as we can. But yeah, I understand there's ways, to be smart about, and get up against that line without going over and turning anything into a taxable event. But yeah, I think that would be the only downside I could probably think of so far.
Jason, I'd be curious, how was your stress level and maybe your outlook on your financial future? Like when you were talking with these uh, financial planners or traditional financial planners versus incorporating infinite banking, what were some of the difference in your outlook and your view on your financial success?
Wow. Well, from early on, when I first started meeting with financial planners and stuff, I was young, newly married, brand new kids, and scraping together everything we could, working construction, way too many hours, and stressed about where every dollar was going, because I had bad advice. I had been accumulating so much debt already, so that the thought of investing and doing anything extra was mind-boggling. And then the pit in your stomach when it goes negative is something I don't wish on anybody. But then fast forward a few years, and having inserted in that timeline the proper financial education, by the time we came to an infinite baking model, um, once the lights turned on, and it's in it, and I saw kind of potential of what it can do, it just became exciting. I couldn't wait. I couldn't find money fast enough to throw into that initial pot, and yeah, now again I'm like, and where else can I find money to max out my PUAs, or where else can I find a giant truckload of money somewhere that I can just buy another one, or move on to the next option on the board. So definitely different outlook for sure.
Great, man. Thanks for sharing. What would you say to somebody that might be on the fence of whether they should be looking at IBC or not?
Oh man, I mean, take the $20 and the maybe an hour or so of your time, and read Nelson Nash's book, the first one, Becoming Your Own Banker, and read it and reread it and reread it, and then, as you're reading this, what I tell everybody I recommend the IBC system too is, grab that book, read it, and read it with a notepad, and write down all your questions. And then when you have a big old notepad full of questions, hop on a call with these guys, and let them answer the questions. Let them help you with any misconceptions, or get a personalized plan for your financial house. Make sure that it's the right thing for you guys, and just making sure that people are in that mindset of there's hope. There's a way to do things that is not only wise financially, but biblically, and all these things that are of concern when it comes to building a financial house. So, but yeah, dig into the information from someone like Nash, who had the fruit on the tree. He wasn't just writing from a theoretical standpoint to sell books while he posed with supermodels and on his private yacht for the infomercial to sell you a $3.99 course in the middle of the night. But no, he had fruit on the tree. And then hearing you guys, obviously never having a chance to meet Mr. Nash this side of glory, but hearing you guys talk about him and your relationship with him, and watching him in his private life, you could tell that he practiced what he preached too. It wasn't just something theoretical. He wasn't trying to make a quick sale. The guy had fruit on the tree. So I would tell anybody looking at infinite banking for any reason, whether it's for future financial planning or digging out of a hole that they're in now, start with that book, learn that book, and
You want to see the entire episode? Click here. If you want to learn how investors use infinite banking to increase their returns and lower their taxes, click here. If you want to see if infinite banking is for you and you have some questions, hop on a discovery call with us and one of our coaches. The link for that will be in the description.